wonder if it's going to end. Nope, it didn't. Cool. That was a bit of a mess. It's a good thing it's a good thing we're not live or something. You know, that could be a problem.
At least we're not live or something. That could be a problem.
What's up, Looney? And Hellhound, you guys were quick today, man.
I don't remember how to get to the thingy. That
just refresh our page, and then it'll show the live stream. That's it. Yep.
No, I love my technical terms.
I just got the... Well, do you love how I actually understood what the fuck you were trying to say?
I don't know how to thingy the thing with the... What's
I got you, fam.
Who's it?
I got you, fam.
Did you call me Fame? I like
yes.
that.
I got
call
you, fame.
Me Fame. I am Fame. All right.
I am the walrus.
I am the walrus. I am the walrus. Oh man! Did you ever listen to the? No, you didn't, because I didn't send it to you. There's a bluegrass band that does a cover of "I Am the Walrus" that is fucking phenomenal. Also, there is a Jim Carrey covers. Version. There's a Jim Carrey version of "I Am the Walrus" that is fucking phenomenal too. That's not even a joke. He does a great job. All right. Testing 589.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Got to warm up a little bit here.
Coo-coo, ka-choo, coo-coo, ka-choo.
Oh, yeah.
I am the walrus. A coo-coo, ka-choo. Yo, what's up?
How
Halloween
about...
time. Halloween. All right, there we go. Ah, there it is.
All right.
I am Halloween.
Halloween.
I did though. I made mainly I let the kids help some. Serial killer tombstones for the front yard.
Yeah, I know.
And it is fantastic. Yeah, but they don't know. They don't know. We got Ted Bundy. We got Ed Gein. Like
nice.
The classics, man. The only thing we don't have yet is what's her name? I mean, we got so freaking many. But Belle Guinness is not yet in the mix, but she is coming. But I got a picture though. I got a picture. I can tell everybody I got.
Right
Hang on. I got this.
Oh well, we've only got a few seconds.
All right. We got Ted Bundy. We got Dennis Rader. Hello. We got David Parker Ray, the Toy Box Killer. Ed Gein, Henry Lee Lucas, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy himself, the clown.
Well, it's time to mute the fuck up because we are ready to go. Okay.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed ever.
There we go. Always professional.
What the fuck is even happening?
Classic sort of story.
It came out to high critical acclaim, and it's Pokemon Snap.
If you press the tape, it goes.
Like, what is going
buddy,
on?
I was on edibles. not a pornography. This is a podcast.
And you got the name wrong again. I like your duck shirt. Thanks. It's a duck.
I like my duck shirt too. Today it's Pokemon.
Welcome
Hello
to another episode, Two Dads and a Podcast, where you cannot see either of us on the live stream.
What? Why not?
This
What's
is
happening there?
entirely planned.
What? No, did we get banned by YouTube?
You know what it is? We're in the
Not
wrong.
allowed?
We're in the wrong voice channel.
What?
Yeah,
What
it's
do I
your
have to
it's
do?
your fault. That's what we have to do now. Turn your video on.
I thought I did this. Hello, welcome to Two Dads and the Podcast, because it
The
is now
horror show.
the
Of the
horror,
Rocky variety.
the spooky
Rocky-
horror.
Rocky Road.
Gosh, this is my favorite time of the year. Halloween, we got the decorations out, we got the ghosts made, we got the tombstones up. We got
Yes.
Ed Gein, we have John Wayne Gacy, we have all the ones you want to expect. But today we're not talking about real life serial killers, are we?
No, we're talking about our top
The ooky
10
spooky.
most horrifying horror villains.
Hit that note. Hit that note. So sweet. We're talking about just the baddies. And here's the thing. We don't just have like the bad guys. Like, we really are separating this. So we're taking this seriously, aren't we?
Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. No.
So
We talked about this though.
at the same
Come on.
time. So in
Come on.
stereo, we decided we wanted physical beings. We wanted actual people or actual like physical demons, and not just your generic spirit or your generic demon, possessing a house. No possessions. We wanted people. We wanted these guys who are truly horrifying in and of themselves.
Right, because we're going to be talking about some stuff like ooky spooky stuff later in the deep dive, and it's like Annabelle and all that stuff, but those are possessions. Those are things or people being taken over. This is just straight up hacker slasher bad guys. That's what we're doing, and we're going to start with your number 10.
My number 10. So my number 10 isn't just a single person, it's a family. And it's a pretty terrifying family. The Armitage Family
Ooh.
from Get Out.
Oh my gosh. I love this movie. I love...
Oh man. This was definitely it really just took the world by storm in the type of psychological horror thriller that it really set up for itself. And man, this whole family is just creepy as fuck. There's no other way to describe this family. They are creepy and just
so good.
The whole thing of the family is they essentially want to be immortal. So how do you do it? You lure in young African Americans and you essentially kill them by transplanting your self into their body.
Dude.
Spoilers. Get that iconic spoilers after the spoiler going. Because that's how I do. There's a dog barking. Bark, bark.
So, like, Jordan Peele and what he is doing for the genre is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
He's even like trying to bring back like classics, not just this. Like, I mean, if there was a period where he was attached to Akira, and that would have been fantastic. But I think that's kind of died out. But there was also like he's doing the like Twilight Zone stuff, and he's doing so other many movies. And since Get Out, he's done so many movies. And you combine all of that, and you're like, oh my gosh, fuck yes, I'll take more of that.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, the portrayal of the family, and the fact that you have family members who have already had themselves transferred over, acting like servants and stuff for the whole facade, and it's just all kinds of psychological and just creepy and effed up in every possible way, and it's fantastic movie, great villains. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Dr. Joseph Heitler. Dr. Joseph Heider.
Gesundheit?
And man, this is oh my gosh. So Human Centipede came out.
Oh, see, I saw him on some of the lists, but I haven't seen the Human Centipede. I don't know that I want to.
So fucking weird and fucked up that I just had like it was fucking like it was so fucked up it was comical, but at the same time, so the Dr. Joseph Heider is the main protagonist of the first film, because there are two more after this, and honestly after that,
so he was like that, he was the hero of the first film.
What
you said protagonist? I think you meant antagonist.
Depends on the way you look at it, because he does successfully create a human centipede.
But
I believe that is a pro. Yes, he is the guy that fucks up other people's lives, and it is just so disturbing.
It just leads their lives into complete and utter shit.
You think of the term ass to mouth in a whole new meaning with this movie, because it is quite literally ass to mouth, like fucking eat that, shit it out, and you go down the train. Yes, the other two movies, they get progressively worse and more terrifying, but this started it all. And so he is my number 10.
Can you imagine being the guy to pitch that to a board? Like, hey guys, we need to make a new horror film.
Hey,
how about we sew this guy's rectum to this guy's lips?
So they cut the tendons out of the knees. You really create somebody who is immobile. You sew the lip to the sphincter. Listen, here's the thing.
Can you just imagine pitching this to a group of people with a serious face?
Try being me at the age I was when this movie came out, and trying to keep a serious face during it. Like, it was.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way.
So that is it, because I mean, yes, the concept, the execution, it is funny, it is Birdemic level, it is Ice Spiders level, it kind of entertains you. It is so extreme that you don't take it seriously, but god damn it, I fucking loved that movie. So that is 10.
All right. Well, number 9 for me is Kent McCoy, otherwise known as the Clown.
There you go.
He is the Clown. And if you have not seen this movie, it is literally just called Clown. It came out in 2014, and it is
on
DVD. Fantastic, and it is creepy as whoa, man. So
yeah,
up until this point, there was kind of a dry spell, I feel like, with movies.
Look, just hold off for a second, because people listening, they have not seen this movie. I can almost guarantee it. They haven't seen it. I like you. I loved it. I bought it. I watched it. It's great, and you probably haven't seen it. So just pay the fuck attention, because it's something worth watching.
100%. 100%. So like I honestly up till I watched this, I feel like there was kind of a dry spell overall. You might get one good horror movie every other year for a while.
You get
this one
a year.
Just it blew me away. Blew me away when I first watched it. You know, my wife, Tired Mom, she is absolutely terrified of clowns. She hates them. And she was like, "Hey, let's watch this because it's got to be scary. It's a clown." And it took me off guard of how terrifying it really was. You know, this guy, Kent McCoy, he wants a clown for his kid's birthday party. He can't get one, finds this old clown suit in a trunk and decides to put it on, and it takes over his body.
Terrifying.
And he becomes a demon. He eats the neighbor kid. He
tries to tear it off and it starts to peel his skin. Like, it is
oh my god,
fucking horrifying, man. It's great. It really is. Like,
it's
that
fantastic.
is such a good pick. That's phenomenal. I love that pick from you.
Yeah,
just
go watch it. Go watch this.
So
and while you're buying it, listen to his number 9.
Mine goes back to 1925. Okay, so this is, if you're a fan of the classics, Lon Chaney has just donned so many creepy Crowleys. It is fantastic. He's been a werewolf and all that. But like the one that like terrified people in 1925, that was the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my god.
He
had the non-musical version. So everybody's like,
yes,
"Oh, Phantom of the Opera, that can't be scary." You know, the Phantom of the Opera is there. Inside
this is the non-musical
your mind.
Version. Based off the book, this is the first creation, the first sort of. There's been some. There
funny
was a
story.
French film or two before this, but this is the main one.
So funny story. In high school, I had a friend who was a big fan of Phantom of the Opera, and of course, you know, the real big movie came out with what's his name?
Yes,
everybody knows who I'm talking about, and who pulls off the mask, and he's not ugly because, you know, movies, but. I was like, okay, well, let's see if there's a different version. I know there's older versions of this movie. I had never seen this one from the 20s, but I saw it on there and I was like, oh, hey, cool. Phantom of the Opera, a classic one. Let me pick this up and give it to her. And she watched it and told me, like, the next day, she was like, "I don't know what the fuck you bought me, but that was not what I was expecting."
Dude, so you're thinking 1925. There are absolutely zero physical effects. No any sort of effects. Lon Chaney did all of that. Like, if you look up a picture of his Phantom of the Opera, it is
it's creepy,
terrifying. Dude. And he did all of that. He like stuffed gauze into his mouth to make his cheeks look weird. He taped and glued his ears backwards and his eyes upwards, and it distorted his face to such this grotesque thing that it was just terrifying.
It truly was very scary looking. Like,
and so that was mine. That was my number 9.
That's good. I like that. Well, we're on to number 8, and so with number 8, I'm getting more into some of the mainstream characters here, and everybody is going to recognize this one. Felix actually mentioned who this character was based off of. It's Leatherface, based on Ed Gein.
Oh, nice! Hell yeah!
Man. From the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, like he's the main villain antagonist in every single one. He's based off of a real serial killer, Ed Gein.
We have seen, quote unquote serial killer, but we have seen so many iterations of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that it is just crazy. What's your favorite though?
Maybe he's not a full on like serial killer, but yeah, we'll go into Ed Gein later. But honestly, I would say
we have to.
When it comes to my favorite iteration of Leatherface. The remake from 2003 is the one that stands out the most to me because, you know, we were middle school going into high school at the time, and you know, it was this the new features and the CG and everything.
Dude, all that
That's
in the
one that
drive-in theater,
really,
the way it's supposed to be seen, man. Just that sort of atmosphere of fucking, you know, you go to, depending on where you're from, you go to the drive-in theater and see some haunty horror things, and you're sort of in the middle of the woods to begin with. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
those
it's great.
Movies hit, you know, hard.
Like Leatherface is so iconic. You know, he's literally been a character in Mortal Kombat. He's a playable character in Dead by Daylight. He's been parodied so many times. There's been spin-offs. There's so many different iterations of him. It's just such an iconic character. And how horrifying can you get than this guy who seemingly is immortal, who literally just chops up people with fucking chainsaws?
Right?
Like, that is terrifying. And he doesn't just use chainsaws, mind you. He uses cleavers and hammers and other tools
hooks
and stuff like that, and hooks
spikes, knives, machetes.
The chainsaw is the most terrifying because that is just going to rip through your body, bone and all. Oh man.
My number 8 is just as fucking brutal, and it is William Shatner. Okay, some of you might recognize the face as Michael Myers. Okay, so the Halloween series, it has been so iconic, and it has lasted for so long, and it is one of the older ones. It started in 1978, and it's a John Carpenter film.
They're coming out with a new one this year.
Fucking good. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's still going.
It's been around for so long.
And they even get the old characters back into it. Like, they love it. All the old characters that did it are still coming back to do these remakes. Like, how fucking classic is that, man? It's the full white mask. It's the classic knife and the stab the fuck out of people. Like, yeah. Nah. It is fucking amazing.
Yes.
He is haunting. He's wearing that like whole like
almost person's
jumpsuit
face.
all blue. It's fucking classic, man. You gotta have it.
Oh yeah. Well, what are we on to? Number 7. It's always a little weird 7. When we're doing a top 10 because you got to remember which number we're on. So number 7, this one's a little closer to heart, a little closer to home, I should say.
Ooh,
yeah. So mind you, the town is fictitious. It's not a real town, but in Springwood, Ohio,
that dreaded sundown.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Maybe. But anyway, in Springwood, Ohio, they were haunted by a killer in their dreams. That's Freddy Krueger.
Fuck, man. All right.
Freddy Krueger.
The guy himself.
1984 classic, another like classic horror film. And my goodness, this is another character who has also been in Mortal Kombat. Like, they brought him into this. He's had so many movies. He's been parodied. He's hell yeah. They still have movies. Well, I don't know if they still have movies.
A different character.
They had like 8, 9 movies.
Oh man, there's just a couple years ago, man. They're still making this
Did they
shit.
really? I don't know. There's just so many. But you know, it's such an interesting concept where he's a killer who literally travels through your dreams and can literally kill you from within your own dream. And that in and of itself is truly terrifying. You know, imagine going to sleep and then being cut to death
Dude.
by a bad dream. Like, and his design is creepy. You know, his burned up face, the red and black striped shirt with like the knives for his fingers. Oh man, he is truly an iconic cult classic, just slasher film horror villain. And you know, I had to have him on my list for that. It's just he's so iconic. If you ask somebody to name a list of villains from horror movies, he's going to be on that list.
Nice. For sure. So mine is Victor Crowley.
Ooh.
From it's a 2017. All right. So Victor Crowley is just this classic slasher horror film character. He's this big badass from the movies Hatchet. I think like 2006 is the original, the first one. And so it's classified as horror comedy. And I think that's just because how fucking just outlandish and ridiculous it is. But he is just that classic villain you want to hate. He's got that fucked up like mask face and stuff. He is huge. He is beefy. And he is just going to tear you the fuck apart. He is played by Kane Hodder. And it is just... it is not what people think of. You know, it's not a movie that people remember. But it is that character, man. It is straight from the vein of Mike Myers and you know, Friday the 13th. It is just right there within that. And it lives perfectly. Watch the movies. They are fucking brilliant. And
Nice.
It is hack and slash, cut and fucking slice.
Nice. I like that. There's so many great like slasher film villains
and you don't even
and
think about it.
Evil characters. And
like,
when you really sit down, oh yeah.
We can touch on other horror films later, but like you think about like all the horror films, you think of like what's the one where they get like infected and their skin peels off?
Oh man, I can't even think of it.
You got like Splice, you got like the fucking Cabin Fever and stuff like that. Like there are so many great films that people don't even think about. So this is one of them. Check it out.
Nice. I like that. And speaking of Friday the 13th, my number 6.
Is it Jason Voorhees?
It's Jason Voorhees.
Just reach out of that fucking lake and just pull somebody down in. Motherfucker.
Oh, man. This movie, 1980, this was ahead of Freddy Krueger. It was ahead of, you know, the Nightmare on Elm Street. And he is true classic slasher. You know, you have this, I don't even know how to describe him because he's not a man anymore.
He's a boy still.
He's just a boy. And, you know, boys will be boys, guys. You know, it's fine. It's fine. No, he's deformed. He wears this hockey mask. He uses a machete and he fucking murders you. And bro, that's what he does.
Fucking iconic. Like goddamn hockey mask. Just think of Ninja Turtles. You think of what's his name? Oh, from the Ninja Turtles. Oh, god damn it. This is gonna piss me off.
It's going to piss off some of our listeners too. That you can't think of this.
It'll come to me.
It'll come to you as soon as you Google it.
It'll come to me as soon as Google. I have a Wikipedia, motherfucker. No, it won't come to me.
Man, Jason Voorhees.
Casey fucking Jones. Casey Jones. Fucking hockey mask. Fuck you, Google. Who needs Google when you got the Pokepedia here just fucking gluing things together? That hockey mask spawned on so much. Okay,
it really did.
Go on.
you know, the character himself, you know, he's immortal. He's got super strength. He can survive pretty much anything. He regenerates. Like, he's literally a super villain. In the truest sense, he is a super villain, and he comes back, he resurrects, he becomes more powerful, and it's just, he's terrifying. He's another character you never know when he's going to pop up. He just he haunts you. You know, you're walking through the woods, and he was, 100 feet behind you, and you're like, ooh, I'm safe, and boom, there he is behind a fucking tree, ready to cut your arm off with a machete. Like,
you know what? I got you one better. With the final to conclude this series.
Until next week when we do our top 5.
Right. Next week when we get from 10 to 6 and then we go 5 to 1. My number 6 is Lubin. Lubin the Leprechaun from the movies The Leprechaun. God. He has been to space. He has been to the hood twice. You steal his fucking gold and he will slap you down with his fucking shillelagh. I'm not talking about his cock. I'm talking about his fucking... Look, this movie fucking, like, they discovered what's her name? Friends. Jennifer Aniston was in the first fucking Leprechaun. Yeah, think about this shit. It was amazing. And yeah, I might have some Irish heritage. This might be a little bit of just me, like, fucking sticking it to the man, but this little fucking dude, this little Irish dude, this fucking, he really did
look, man, he wants his gold back, and nothing's going to stop him.
You steal his gold,
nothing's going to stop him.
He's going to get it. So Lubin the Leprechaun, honestly, this is one of the early on horror movies that I ever saw. I mean, that's not me lying, it was. And so it really did terrify me. Like, little people for the longest time scared the fuck out of me. Okay. And eventually I learned it was just a movie, but it was a great movie. And they have done so many. They've gone to space. They've gone to the hood twice. What else do you want? What else do you want?
His gold. I want his gold. But he's going to kill me for it. So I just, yeah, I probably should.
I love my cousins, though. Love my cousins, despite their murderous history. So if you have a top 10 favorite horror film villain, here's the thing: we didn't do possessions. We didn't do spirits.
Nope. Physical
physical beings. So we narrowed it down. That made it a little bit easier for us.
It did, because there are so many different spirits and demons and possessions and
Jesus Christ, and that'll be brilliant. We'll touch upon those later.
Yep.
But for now, get in touch with us.
You can get in touch with us on Facebook or Twitter at 2dap2020 or Instagram. Or you can email us at 2dap2020@gmail.com. You can hit up our Patreon for some exclusive content. You can comment on the YouTube video because we are live streaming on YouTube every week now. So this will be available there.
YouTube's been a great platform. We do appreciate being here, and we love you guys for coming and joining us. We hope you stick around, because next we are doing a dive into what is now a horror classic.
Oh yeah,
The Conjuring.
And that's going to happen
next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
So stay tuned, guys.
The Conjuring is coming up.
Yes.
Because we're covering that next on our episode
of
Two Daps and a pick pod cast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so good at this.
As always, guys, thank you so much for listening.
We love you all.
Did it throw you off actually hearing the sound bites this time?
I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I was like, do I need to mute something? Am I doing something wrong?
No, you're
Jesus
good.
Christ.
Yeah. Well, I set that up. I can set up. I can play any and
Dude.
all kinds of sounds and stuff.
Here's the thing. Listening to your list, I'm so fucking impatient to hear your top 5 right now. I want to know.
Next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
You gotta wait. But all right, I'm gonna switch over, and we'll be right back. Felix does read chat sometimes.
I do read chat.
Sometimes.
I'm not great at responding to it. I could do it like live, but now the question is, does Felix read you did it? Oh fuck, I confused the last 2 lines. God damn it.
You did it again. This is why I don't let you hold the scissors. All right. Mute.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
Oh shit. I just realized I'll have to fix that when I send you the audio. Okay. Now for reals.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed ever. There we go. Always fresh. What the fuck is even happening?
Classic sort of story.
It came out to high critical acclaim, and it's Pokemon Snap.
If you press the tape,
Like, what is going
buddy,
on?
I was on edible. Not a pornography. This is a podcast.
And you got the name wrong again. I like your duck shirt. Thanks.
It's a duck.
Welcome to another episode of Two Dads and a Podcast, based on a true story. Just like what we're talking about.
So today, based on a true story, we're going to talk about some fake stories.
Yeah, those are the best ones that are based on true stories.
So we were talking about last week. We did what was it?
We did the Amityville horror.
Amityville. Yeah,
And we kind of introduced you to the main protagonists of the film we're talking about today, Ed and Lorraine Warren. We talked about them last week because they showed up. They actually went to the Amityville house and they researched there and they investigated there. And now we're on to one of their most infamous investigations.
So we start off this movie learning
And
about
it's The Conjuring. The Conjuring. We should probably say what the title
extremely
of the movie is.
creepy doll.
Oh yeah. The totally, porcelain, red hair.
Just fucking fucked up. No, here's the thing. So the doll they created for Annabelle
is very creepy. Yes.
No, though. If they had literally just used a Raggedy Ann doll,
Oh,
I'd have
100%.
been way more creeped out. Because
the real
Honestly.
Annabelle doll. So this isn't Annabelle. We're not talking about Annabelle. We're talking about The Conjuring. But the movie itself,
it opens up
for
with
whatever
this.
reason, decides to start off with Annabelle. And I think they just wanted to throw that in there, honestly.
No,
just
it's not for whatever reason. They knew where the fuck they were leading with this. They knew
they were
gonna have
leading
the
up to
Annabelle
another
movies.
movie, of
It was
course.
gonna be, yes. So they open up with this sequence and they deal with the Annabelle doll and all of that. And of course, all of this is let's say quote unquote factual based.
Well, I
who
mean, mind you,
corroborates
Ed
the
and Lorraine
facts.
Lauren did have the Annabelle doll.
Okay, yeah, you can go up
The doll
to
exists.
Connecticut. You can visit their house in Connecticut. You can see a Raggedy Ann doll. You want to know what? I have fucking 3 or 4 Raggedy Ann dolls and a couple Raggedy Andy dolls in my fucking storage. You know what?
Don't
It
lie,
creeps
they're on
the
your
fuck out of me.
bedside. They're on
not
your
mine.
bedside.
They are the wife's.
He's lying to you guys.
But
He's
they're
lying.
here.
I've seen
You
him
can
cuddle
come
with
tour
them.
my house and see them, okay? But they say theirs is haunted, and who corroborates that fucking piece of evidence? They do.
Of course. They're
there's-
demonologists, man. They're demonologists.
So that's the opening of the movie, okay?
That is. That's the
how
opening.
we
We're set up
establish
with that.
the
who they
Warrens.
are. Yep. We're
Ed and
introduced
Lorraine.
to true story. Ed and Lorraine Warren actually exist. So we're introduced to them. They exist. But now, we're on to The Conjuring. And very quickly, we are grouped up with, and we get to meet the Perrin family. A very large family. You know, how many kids do they have? Like 5
daughters.
kids? Yeah.
Yeah, husband and wife, 5 daughters. They do move into this house. This house is real. This
It is.
family is
It's
real.
a real house. It exists.
It had
The Perrin family exists.
It has anywhere between 10 or 14 bedrooms. We're not sure, but the house really does exist. It does exist in Maine.
I mean, it depends on what year they decide to tear down the walls.
So we know there is some basis in truth here. We know the family exists. The family actually, before the movie came out, they helped with the movie. They were there for the whole thing.
And
They said,
Lorraine Warren was there because she didn't pass away until 2019. So she was there to help corroborate the story, and the family was there to help create the movie. So it was as true to their story as possible.
It is.
The true story.
The family even they said I'll give them this. The family said that the depiction in the movie is extremely close. But here's the thing. The movie lasts over what's the timeline you would give the movie, Tired Dad?
Oh, chronologically the time frame that the Perrin family. Oh man, I don't even know, dude.
At most a year.
I would say a year-ish, yeah, because the kids never grow up.
In real life, they were living there over 9 years. So already there, we're talking about a discrepancy here. But we can go deeper into the details.
I mean, sure, but for movie's sake, you can't have a 9-year-long movie.
Well, you know what? Tell that to Star Wars.
So we get into the movie a little bit, and we got the parents, and they're moving in, and they find this creepy music box, and we're moving on, right? And they're moving in. They're a happy family. They're playing games, and they decide to play a game of hide and clap, which I guess is a version of hide and seek that lets you cheat by clapping.
Fucking awesome. You remember my parents' house? It was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to other.
Look, man, I'm not walking up and down stairs with a blindfold on. That just sounds like a really bad idea.
But here's the thing: it seemed like a huge house, and we would play hide and seek in it all the time. The basement was fucking creepy as shit. But you know what? When you want that good hiding spot, you got to go seek for it. And so the idea of the clap to kind of give you a hint.
We're supposed to talk about the movie.
Shit. Well, yeah,
not a history of hide and clap.
It to the movie, the hide and clap. I think the clap is a cool fucking concept. I never,
you should go see a doctor about that. Anyway,
I never thought to. You know what? You're a fucking dick.
no, that's the
And
problem that you're having right now, and why you need to see the doctor.
He's fucking done. I'm done. I'm walking away here. Bye,
So anyway,
Ed and Lorraine.
The kids are playing hide and clap, and one of the girls hides in a closet, and they decide, she's in this closet, and they accidentally discover a boarded up stairway that leads to the cellar. But why is this cellar boarded up? Why is their basement been closed off? We don't know, but it's something weird. Something weird. Shortly after this, their dog Sadie is found dead. Birds are crashing into the windows. All the clocks in the house are stopping at 3:07 a.m.
So, let's ask this question, because we're doing the real life to movie comparison. How much of that is true?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the Parent family said it was true.
Actually, they did not, because what they said was the clocks didn't stop, the dog didn't die. There was some weird shit. That's pretty much what they admitted to. Like, that there were notes left behind about, like, and mostly, like, in the movie where we're at now with what Tired Dad has been explaining are these creepy things, but mostly what they admitted to was, like, there were, like, notes left behind, like,
brooms
more
were
like a reach out to help, a cry for help, like, I'm here, I can't escape, and stuff like that. But what we're getting from the movie is a little bit more on edge, terrifying. And what we got,
and mind you, the movie is a pretty solid movie.
Yeah, oh man, one of my all-time favorites, and both of our all-time favorites, because it was on our list last year for top 10 favorite horror movies. So we love this movie.
But in reality, the Parent family, they start noticing these weird things, brooms going missing or moving from place to place, the sounds of scraping, little piles of dirt in the center of a clean kitchen floor that was just clean. So there's all these little, kind of harmless things that are just kind of like, this is really weird. But of course, we got to have a film that has some really creepy things, like, the mom playing hide and clap with the daughter and ends up getting led into a room, into a wardrobe that wasn't even in the same room as her kid.
The candle, and then the fucking clap, and the candle goes out. That is a terrifying piece of movie, for real. And let's just acknowledge the actors and actresses in this movie. They are phenomenal. And they still are. They're making great movies, But this is just another example of, like, you have a movie, you have to sensationalize it. So they take some embellishments. So here's where I come in.
You're
I'm
in the movie?
Skeptic. Yes, I'm in the movie.
Oh.
I'm a skeptic. I've never experienced ghosts or ghouls or anything like that. But the movie, like, the family just never lets down at the fact that, no, not everything that happens in the movie is verbatim, but the sort of, like, emotion and feeling you get from the movie is an accurate portrayal. So I will give it that. I will lend it that much. Ed and Lorraine are scam artists. But anyways, so the movie, go ahead, clapping.
Yes.
Your turn.
So, we have the extra clap thing. We've got where they're playing, different games and stuff. And, then shortly after that, the other kids are at school, and the youngest daughter, April, she's home, and she's playing with the music box and talking to Rory, her best friend, her imaginary friend.
Well, here's the thing. That movie, the music box, creeps the fuck out of me.
As it should. It's a horror movie. So
they did great on that.
So we've got this creepy imaginary friend. We've got the creepy clapping coming from wardrobes with nobody in it. So we're getting rolling, right? And now we're starting to learn.
I'm loving it.
How, the girls are asleep, especially Christine, who starts running into weird things happening while she's sleeping. Her sister's farting a lot, but she denies it. Sorry, I couldn't help but throw that one in there. Seriously, she's like, "Oh, what's that smell? Quit farting!" And she's like, "I'm not farting. You're doing it."
Rotten egg smell is like, oh my gosh, what are you eating?
But Christine a couple times has had something touch her or pull her leg while she's sleeping. And so we've led up to this point where now something straight pulls her leg and she wakes up and she sees somebody behind the door in her room. She wakes up her sister Nancy. They scream and their parents come in and find nothing. It's getting creepy. It's getting creepy.
Bro.
Christine even says, "It talked to me. It wants my
when
family
you're that young,
dead."
You can't trust parents.
You can't trust the demon in the corner either. So I would.
Well, I mean, okay.
So now here's where our main protagonists come in. This is where Ed and Lorraine Warren finally come back into the movie. Ed gets a call. He lies to Lorraine about it, as he's worried she's still possessed, or there's something wrong from the last exorcism gone wrong. Now this is one of the big things that really differs from true story to not, is Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now this is one thing I will give them credit for, quote unquote, finger quotes, is they in real life would never perform an exorcism. They would do seances, but they would not do exorcisms because only a Catholic
you
priest.
Want to die on that horse? Is that what you want to do? Because I'm pretty sure Ed Warren said to people that he was the only non-Catholic to be given credentials by the Catholic religion to perform exorcisms.
Now, mind you, what I'm saying, what I'm going with is that Lorraine insists that she and her husband never would attempt an exorcism because they have to be performed by Catholic priests.
Happened to say he was the only person not Catholic to be accredited by the Catholic religion.
Well, you know what?
Which the Catholic religion has never backed up on basis. So, okay.
Lorraine lived longer, so I believe her more.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So there's the
psychic
kind of
who has never once in her life lied, because she is completely psychic and feels all of these energies. Vera Farmiga is a brilliant actress and performs Continue.
Why am I the one doing all the talking? But anyway, we've got Ed and Lorraine Warren.
I have nothing but
and
great movie though, so spectacular to watch.
And we actually see, the movie's trying to add some credibility to the Warrens. You actually get in the movie, you see them working a case, but it's not demonic. It's just some creaky pipes in the attic, so there's a rational explanation. So it kind of tries to show that the Warrens aren't crackpots. They're not weirdos. They're not kooks, that they really will tell you if it's not actually a ghost. So sure, little credibility to the movie Warrens. But, this is leading up. So they're not quite at the parents yet. We get to move on a little bit. And Carolyn, the mom, Mrs. Perrin, she keeps getting bruised. She wakes up with bruises on her. She hears clapping all the time in the house, and everybody in the house is asleep. She hears.
If you're comparing this from the movie to real life, she is actually being spooked. The whole family is being spooked, but instead of this like quick sort of ramp up, this is something that kind of just haunts them
casually happens over many years. And so we're getting into this kind of big, almost trying to lead up to the climax of the movie. It's kind of leading up the suspense of things happening. Family pictures are getting knocked off the wall. Some really strange things are happening. Now, quick cut back to the Warrens. They're teaching a session at a college, for demonology.
Right, in this college, if you happen to Google search it, would you find it?
I'm sure you would when you in the Wikipedia page for The Conjuring.
Find it. No. Look, the Warrens, they did have a school for demonology and all that stuff, and it is the largest school for psychical research. It exists.
Does. And they teach 3 principles: infestation, oppression, and possession.
Oh my. That is sexy as fuck. And they have actually spoken to numerous colleges over the years, but so they get this, are we at the point where they get notified that this is happening? Are we there? Can I go into that?
Yes. Well, because Carolyn Perrin sits down in the audience during this class, because you have an audience, not a classroom. It's an audience. And so Mrs. Perrin, she sits down in the audience, and there's actually a cameo from the real Lorraine Warren during the scene. So keep an eye out when you're watching the movie. Cool little Easter egg there.
Sorry.
Anyway, Carolyn then begs the Warrens. They're like, please come to my house. Weird things are happening. And then they do, reluctantly. And now they're there.
Reluctantly, really?
Yep. They reluctantly go and visit this home of this woman.
Yeah, because they saw zero profit from this.
And immediately, as soon as they step in, they smell rotting meat and have cold spots and have knocking in threes, because we all know that's a mocking of the Holy Trinity.
It's the devil's hour. 3 o'clock. It's the opposite of the angel hour. It's so here's the thing.
As opposed to 777.
The Lorraines and Ed Warrens of the world tend to embellish a bit.
What?
So they
never.
So they come and they sort of what they have to do in the movie is prove that there's something that needs exercise to the Catholic Church, because as you know,
only Warren, Catholic priests can do exorcisms.
He's the only non-Catholic priest that can perform exorcisms.
But he never does. He never does. He can, but he does not.
He chooses to keep that bullet holstered. So this is
when
they
really needs
go to this is when they go to do their research at Boston Western extra community college hyphen cool ass place that does psychical research. This quote unquote college that it totally exists, and they discover what is truly haunting this house. And of course, the family has moved out. Am I wrong? This is sort of part of the storyline where they move out and they stay in a hotel for a few weeks and stuff.
Yeah.
With the daughters and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they learn that Ed and Lorraine Warren, they learn about Bathsheba Sherman, who is a real person who lived in the house.
Yes.
And According to the movie, she was related to an accused witch, Marytown Eastie, back in the 1860s, who attempted to murder her own 7-day-old child, and her husband stopped her. Bathsheba ran outside, proclaimed her love to Satan, cursed the land, and then hung herself from the tree at 3:07 a.m. on the dot, because in the 1860s they had digital clocks and they knew it was exactly 3:07 a.m.
Bro,
right?
That's why all the clocks started or stopped. Look, this person exists, but from everything, if you search it, most of these stories about this person, what Bathsheba, most of the lore and story exists after the movie, which causes a problem. Because the movie existed before the stories. So this person existed. And a lot of what you kind of find out is there's a whole lot of nothing here. There's a whole lot of no information. This person existed. She has daughters that lived past her, and children that lived past her. She had children that died before her.
Yep.
There's no evidence of witchery or witchcraft. There was a nice eulogy written for her. She died like 4 years after her husband. But there's a bunch of nothing.
Of course, if you look it up, you'll see things that she's rumored to have been a Satanist, but what woman wasn't in the 1860s? When it comes to deaths of children, there was evidence apparently that she was involved, but no trial ever took place. So there's inconsistencies there.
But a lot of the evidence and quote unquote evidence and quote unquote stories sort of inexplicably came about the time the movie released. You can't find shit. I mean, the most you can find is that this person existed.
She did exist. So true story. True story.
True. Very true.
Okay?
And honestly, there are true stories about creepy shit happening and people dying in and around the house. That is 100% accurate.
That is true.
There are the family, and I believe them. They remain to this day saying that shit happened at this house and that they dealt with it for years. But to the extent that the movie goes into, the movie exceptionalizes it. They confine it down to a year. They make Ed and Lorraine Warren look like heroes, even though they were con artists. And
so
it's
anyway,
a fantastic fucking movie.
It is. Anyway, so Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're beginning their investigation on the house. They need to get enough evidence to convince the Catholic Church, as Felix has stated. So they bring some help. They get an officer who comes in. They have set up some cameras. They set up bells and thermal registers, microphones. They set up everything they can for a ghost hunt, essentially. And they end up upsetting Bathsheba. They upset this entity who apparently decides to vomit in Carolyn's mouth and possess her, because that's how you possess people.
Sexy,
you
man.
Vomit blood in their mouth.
Oh, no.
Last time I did that, I was slapped. So I didn't possess anybody. It was a bad time. Don't look into it. Anyway, so now we're getting into some drama between Lorraine and Ed. We're getting into some drama around the Warrens, where Ed is worried about Lorraine because she's been possessed before during exorcisms, and it's taking a toll on her body, and she just can't do this. But she keeps doing it. She pushes through.
This is the part of the movie where we continue the saga. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, wonderful contribution to the story.
You're talking about it. This is the part of the movie where we just continue the saga, because this has to last for like 8 more feature films. So yeah.
Bathsheba possesses the mom, and it comes out that Lorraine, she sees, she follows Cindy when she's sleepwalking, and they're led to a secret passage, and Lorraine falls through the floorboards and down into the cellar. Like, the house is crumbling underneath them. And she learns.
Surprise, surprise, that never happened.
Bathsheba possesses the mother to kill the child, just like Rory's mother did with him. So, we learn that Bathsheba possessed the mom to kill the daughters, and now we're into this, oh my goodness, there's a true villain here, right? And they've got enough evidence of physical evidence of a demonic possession. They reach out to the church, and the parents decide to move out and go to a motel to get away from the dark spirit. Though Ed said that it could follow them. You take it with you. It goes with you, right?
It does. Yeah. I'm loving this so far. I'm loving the end of this.
Now,
is so accurate to real life.
Into all of this, we also have this weird story going on with Ed Lorraine's kid, who decides to get out the Annabelle doll.
Joey King, phenomenal actress, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got a secondary creepy story going on at the Warrens' house, and
which never happened, but continue.
Yeah, sure. Never happened. It's based on a true story. Come on. They really had a kid.
Yeah, they had 5 of them. That happened.
True story. So the Warrens, they learn about the whole possession to kill the kids, and then they learn because the mom was possessed before she left to go to the motel, she decides to take the kids back to the house so she can kill them as an offering to Satan. So,
you know what the creepiest part of this whole movie that gets overlooked is that carousel with the mirrors toy that they play with.
Yeah. Well, that's the music box.
Creepy. Yeah, the music box.
It is very creepy. It's got it's got this hypnotizing swirl and shit on it. Yeah, it's weird.
That fucking gets me.
So now we're into them at the house. They're trying to free Carolyn from this possession, and she's getting dragged downstairs, and we get to see a physical under a sheet, demonic Bathsheba with blood all over her mouth, and this is where Ed Warren must perform the exorcism by himself because the priest isn't there. But she back up, rewind. So Ed is trying to do this exorcism. He's trying to protect his wife, and they have this dramatic moment that she has to be there. They can't wait. That God brought them together for a reason. This is the reason. And we get this exorcism that is literally essentially from the freaking Exorcist, the Exorcist movie. This Carolyn spitting up blood, and they're trying to find the kids who are hidden under the floorboards, and Bathsheba tries to go after April to murder her, and it's just this whole crazy scene. But eventually Lorraine puts her hand on Carolyn's head to show her the light.
You don't say.
Yep. Use her psychic powers to show her the light.
It is crazy how real.
Show the demon goodness, and they'll just stop. And so naturally, the way that you get rid, the exorcism's successful, and the way you get rid of a demon is you vomit it out of you. So
usually I masturbate, but okay, vomit. Yeah, we'll go.
That's a different kind of exorcism.
Different kind of demons.
Yeah, that's right.
I vomit demons too.
So she vomits up blood and the demons out of her. And
that's what I say every time I have tequila.
The Warrens go home and they're tired, but thankful they were able to help somebody and survived another case.
Fucking time I have tequila.
Oh, and they also stole the music box and put it in his museum.
Look, go to Connecticut. The Ed and Lorraine's their house it's now a museum. You can visit. You can see the Annabelle doll and probably a ton of other awesome like spooky shit. I'm not saying this shit is not spooky as fuck. I'm just saying I don't believe half of it.
Honestly, half of what makes things scary and half of what makes a good horror story is the story behind it. You know, maybe there truly is a possessed doll. Maybe there are these things.
Mike Myers
half
doesn't.
Of what really makes it is the story behind it.
I'm not stepping out my door, looking both ways, turning on a flashlight to find Mike Myers. But you know what? That shit still spooks me. The Ed and Lorraine shit, yeah, they are 100% con artists. They made money preying on this shit, but these fucking stories are so fascinating and interesting.
Absolutely. And it's not to say that there aren't things happening out there.
If you think nothing happened at Amityville or nothing happened during the Conjuring, you're just sort of closing yourself off because it did. I mean, I heard an interesting sort of way of talking about it, where if you listen to these sort of news stories about certain things and you believe them because people you sort of trust said those things, you take it on faith. But as soon as somebody says ghost or alien, you dismiss it immediately. Look, these are still people. Just like the people that tell you about the news or the weather or the something that happened to them on Tuesday, these are still people. This shit happened to them. They believe it wholly.
I'll gladly pay a Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Makes it fucking creepy when you just anytime you talk TD, it's creepy.
I do what I can.
So that's it.
There we go. There's The Conjuring, based on a true story. So this one, I will say, in comparison to Amityville, had a lot more true elements to it. I feel like, there were actually, maybe not. I will
give you extremely sensationalized. Don't believe most of the shit with Ed and Lorraine because they are very good at selling themselves. But this family remains that, like, in the essence of the movie, really captures what they went through. So, like, theirs was spread out over a decade. This movie wraps up something in like 6 months to maybe a year at most.
So,
but they still felt all those things.
Yes, they did. And, Bathsheba really was a person who lived in the house. She had a kid. There were neighboring kids who died. If you follow up, there are quite a few people in the area who did commit suicide, who are near the land. So there are little drops of truth here and there, but whether that leads to an actual demonic possession
with a lot of the other stories, there are truths dropped in. And like you said, it is what it is. Take it for what it is. Take it for what you want it to be. And
that's right.
God damn it, watch the movie and get creeped out.
And after you watch the movie, let us know what you think. You could reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can comment on our YouTube videos. There's a video of this on our YouTube channel. It's just Two Dads and a Podcast. We have a Patreon where we have exclusive content.
And next time
on Two Dads and a Podcast,
we're going to finish our top 5 horror movie baddies. Bad guys.
Horror movie villains.
Yeah.
No spirits. No possessions.
Not spirits. Not ghosts. We're not doing Ghostbusters. No gremlins, probably. Maybe a few might show up during the live
I
feed
mean,
next week.
My son thought that movie was terrifying.
It is amazing. We're getting the holiday season with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that shit. So if you see posts about like Santa going berserk and killing a bunch of people in the mall,
You're probably watching Futurama.
A psychical freak out where he thought they were real people, where they thought he
thought they were real people
that were attacking him. No, that was a Netflix movie my son watched when he was like 4 years old. It was an accident. I just kind of like gave him the remote, said, "Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go take care of the thing." And then Santa was just murdering elves. Dude, it was awesome though. I love that movie now. So, anyways, long story short,
thanks so much for listening, guys.
Shit. We love you all. Peace.
That one wasn't bad. I think we went a little longer, but we can cut down. You can cut that down.
Yeah, definitely.
That was fun. I enjoy this time of year.
I so love October. Can we talk about something really scary? Why he needs to make a trade with him? Sure, make a trade with me. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm fucking.
You were so confident in your draft picks.
No, my draft was solid. All right. First off, my picks were solid. Second off, their league is fucking weird, where they just sort of put your best players up. Like, you don't pick your fucking lineup. They just take your whole bench and everybody, and they put your best up. That's bullshit.
That weird.
Takes all the challenge out of it, because you don't have to predict anything. You just fucking leave everything up and do it for you. I don't have to do a goddamn thing. I don't have to trade you shit, hellhound, because I just fucking leave my team up. They'll put the best team up. Why the fuck should I kill? Want to trade Dalvin Cook since he never plays, and I have Madison. Who the fuck is Madison? That's what I think about that.
Oh man. Oh man. And random news, not so random actually, but a topic that Felix and I are very passionate about, Cowboy Bebop, that is coming up in less than a month now, I believe.
Soon.
And it's been revealed that the original Japanese cast of the anime is going to do the Japanese dub.
Yes, that's cool shit.
How cool is that? Like, usually it's the opposite kind of shit where, they come out with a live action Japanese and then they get the cast of the English dub to do the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm loving that shit.
Yeah, dude, that was really freaking cool to learn that. I'm excited about that. In other news, how about them Buckeyes? More so, how about that Alabama loss to an unranked Texas A&M?
Hey, Texas A&M is always strong.
They were 3-2. They were 3-2.
Hey, they're always a tough loss. Look.
Oh man,
good though. Fucking awesome.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, man, they got dropped down to 5. Rank 5, Alabama did. And it wasn't a huge loss. Like, it was 41-38. But damn, Texas A&M putting up 41 points against Alabama. Though their first game they played Florida and only won by 3. So against a now ranked 20 Florida, Texas A&M is now ranked 41 or 41-21. So I honestly, the rest of their season should just be an absolute cakewalk for them. I really don't see how unranked Mississippi State, unranked Tennessee, unranked LSU, unranked NM State. They go against Arkansas. Like, out of their next 6 games, only one team is ranked. Like, how do you get such a cakewalk?
It's not a cakewalk. The SEC is always pretty tough.
I mean, out of all of these,
what it is.
LSU maybe so far. I mean, based on their performances this year, LSU is probably going to be the toughest unranked team that they're going against.
And you're talking about an LSU team that is unranked because they lost Joe Burrow and half their defense. Like,
yeah, they did win 2019, so
yeah, like they
were ranked one.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta go, Bub. I mean, I'm not gone forever tonight. I'm gonna hop back on. What are you doing tonight?
I will be. I can stay in the Discord call, with audio, but I will be jumping into part 5 of my playthrough of The Evil Within. If you're not familiar, it is a really solid zombie game.
I am familiar.
It's really good.
All right. Well, I'll try and hop onto there. But I gotta piss and poop and skilly-doop.
Well, you do all that.
It sounds funner if you give it like a beep bop sort of thing afterwards.
Shooby-dooby-doo-wop poop. Like that.
I'm gonna murder doodle-er-derp-boo-doo-boo-doo.
Yeah.
Let me go out here and scoop some poopily-doop-boop-boop.
Yeah, you got it.
Gonna go dispose of this bodily doodly doo.
Yes, November 4th. We haven't decided whether it's going to be Canton or Cleveland.
Canton would be quicker for me, but
it'd be quicker for me too.
Along for the wire, right?
And it would be quicker for Nick. So I think that's what we're probably going to have to go for.
I mean, you're talking about an hour and 5 minutes compared to an hour and 20 minutes, so it's not like a huge thing, but
well, for me, it's 25 minutes versus almost an hour.
True.
It's bigger and cheaper for the
games.
Give
it to the birthday boy.
Yeah, but that's a long way to drive. And who's driving? Like, how are we all getting there? Are we just meeting up there? That means we can't drink. Like, what's going on? Shooby-doo-doo, wop, 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 ba-dooby-dooby-doo. Oh, God, it's going to be 83 tomorrow. Fuck. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll hammer out the details of it, but we're good for the 4th.
I'm gonna buy a prostitute.
We are good.
I'm gonna go rob a bankity dinking game bank.
All right, guys. All right. I will be back here soon. Thanks for hanging out.
Let me hold up this.
Come on back.
In about anything sounds innocent when you add a beep bop thing after it. I'm just saying.
But I'll be back probably in about 15-ish minutes or so to play some more Evil Within.
Gonna drown some puppity buppity boobity boos.